What does it mean to give 100% effort on something? Is it possible to say with absolute certainty that you couldn't have done better? How do you know that you couldn't have run 1 second faster, done 1 more rep, scored 1 point higher? How do you know that there wasn't more in you to give? In terms of human potential, there is no such thing as a limit. It's a fabricated, completely negative, debilitating idea. So why? Why in a million years would you put obstacles in front of yourself that aren't there? In reality, you can always be 1 step better, 1 step further than you are now. That's a fact. And simply knowing that knocks down walls. It opens doors for you to make moves, to progress. Warren Buffett has a great quote on maximizing effort. He's speaking from a business standpoint, and he says the one thing that is absolutely sure to kill a business is complacency. Being comfortable with where you are, thinking that your current effort is sufficient, that it's enough. It isn't. And if you get comfortable, someone willing to pay a steeper price will come along and take what's yours. And there is always someone working hard to do just that. When you think about your dreams, what you're striving toward, I'm sure you have some plan, some routine day in, day out to get there, to make it happen. Maybe you're moving forward, maybe you're in a rough spot. But regardless of your situation, there are positively untapped opportunities to move quicker, to be better. And these opportunities, they just sit there, and they'll sit there for an eternity if you don't recognize them and utilize them. I'll use the example of an athlete. When you break it down, an athlete's work is comprised of physical training, you have the mental component, their diet. And to say you want to be the best is one thing, but if you can't strip down your goal into these simple components and ask yourself, how can I be a little better in each area? You won't grow to the level you're capable of. You won't be the elite athlete. You're missing the key ingredients to success. Even sitting on the couch, watching TV. It's a normal thing, we all do it, you unwind, you relax for a few minutes. But think about taking that half hour and reallocating it. And instead sending 3 emails to people, who have been successful in your field, whether you know them or not. Who have done what you're trying to do. See if you can connect, have a valuable conversation. Maybe it results in nothing. Maybe it creates a relationship that changes your life. Who knows? But I can tell you for damn sure that the TV will not do that. And this is an arbitrary example, but I think it's an important one because it shows that if you truly want something, you'll use every opportunity to get better, even the little ones, because every second is a game changer. Always be asking yourself, what can you be doing differently? What can you be doing better? Never be content with where you are. Be analytical. Be searching for the next step, because there is always a next step. And realizing this is just the beginning. All things of value come with a cost. And this cost, it's essential because without it, there's no triumph. There's no victory. It's what separates out those who really want something, the determined. Why do triathletes compete? Why do rowers row, runners run? At a competitive level, it certainly isn't because it feels good physically. It's quite the opposite. They endure a lot of rough situations, a lot of painful training. because of a tiny light at the end of the tunnel. And that light is how you build upon your self-worth. It's how you define what you're capable of. And success cannot come to be without adversity. How you handle yourself in those adverse situations, that is what defines a person. That is how you build your legacy. There will come a time when it hurts, when you have to ask yourself if it's worth it, and consciously avoid quitting and turning to an easier approach. Remember, anyone can run downhill, not many people can run up. And the interesting thing is that trophy is usually at the top. Be careful how you conceptualize the word hell, because hell implies that the suffering will never end, that it's the ultimate pain. 3 things. 1, you can always be worse off than you are. 2, suffering is temporary. And 3, when you wake up tomorrow, having given up will be far more painful than anything else you could have done. Everything in life is temporary. There's a quote that's got me through many tough times in my life. And it's that pain is temporary, but quitting is forever. Oh, and how true that is. I can still remember the times in my life where I know I had more to give. That stays with you. But how bad your 2K test hurt, how bad you wanted to sleep before a final exam, the pain in your body during the final stretch of a race, that all dissipates. When I think of the people in my life, there are many that I consider to be heroes. People who have helped me grow, shape the person that I've become over the years. Some I'm lucky enough to interact with every day, right? I know them personally. Others I've admired from a distance, reading their books, learning from their example. It's safe to say that without these people in our lives, we would not be where we are today. They provide the knowledge, the skills, and the tools to take on the world. But what they cannot do is push you through the door. They can help you build your wings, but they can't make you fly. For that, you have to look inward, to the most important hero in your life, the one who can save you from any situation, who can take you to heights that you've never dreamed of, the one who decides if you fail or succeed long before the challenge is even attempted, the one you see in the mirror. A hero is someone who's willing to take the dangerous road, to go where most people will not, to put everything on the line for what you believe in. Heroes, by their very nature, are exceptional. Expect that of yourself. Know that just because everyone sees something a certain way, it doesn't mean it shouldn't be challenged or adjusted. You are an innovator, striving towards something new. And heroes don't run from the unknown, they seek it out and find the strength to embrace it. Victory is a product of struggle, of pain, of the times when the walls were closing in around you, but there was never a doubt in your mind that you'd get yourself out. Ask yourself how bad you want to succeed, to win. Because once you've decided that you want it, that you truly want it, you'll know that you'll find success. Because you know that you'll do whatever it takes. Heroes don't quit. In having this faith in yourself, it brings a sense of power, of adrenaline. There is nothing you can't do, nothing you can't overcome. The world transforms into your kingdom. And while it doesn't owe you anything, you owe it to yourself to take what's yours from the world. So be your own person, live with courage, and follow your heart. It will never lead you astray. The ascent. Looking up at the mountain as you make your way from the bottom, when everything, including gravity, is falling on top of you, pushing you down. You know it would be easier to head back down, change course. You know you could stop. But there's something better at the top of the mountain, and it's worth the fight. Not all days are going to feel good, but you know that. Every action will not prove beneficial. You've lived it. That light at the end of the tunnel, it can look awfully small, but with each step, you're making a conscious decision to leave yesterday behind, to seek something better. You know why you're here, why you've been getting up at 5 a.m., the sacrifices you've made. It's because you wanted more. You expect it out of yourself. Simply getting by isn't for you. It's for someone else. Yeah, you feel tired, but it means nothing. Because at the end of the day, you'll either succeed or you won't. And it won't matter how tired you were. Words like if, maybe, they're insignificant. They're for the weak. If you want something, you'll get it or you'll die trying. The failures along the way, they've made you stronger. The wrong turns, they've made you wiser. Nothing is falling into your hands. You've taken the world by storm. Yeah, people are going to say that you can't, that you won't, but they're not you. They don't know what you're capable of. They will. Discomfort, pain, you move through it, step by step. All you can think about now is being on top of that mountain. It's become an obsession. You waste no time feeling sorry for yourself. That simply distracts from your goal. When it hurts the most, you press the hardest. Your body does not control your mind controls your body. The higher you ascend, the more momentum you build. Every step builds off the one before it. Every breath brings you closer to the summit. You can feel it now. given everything for this, leaning on nothing but the faith you have in yourself. The blood, the sweat, the tears, they've allowed you to create your foundation. Now it's time to build an empire. How do successful individuals get where they are? People often look at those who have achieved at a high level as some unique breed or some kind of rare talent to be marveled over, when in reality, nothing about their success is predetermined. They tirelessly fought and scrapped for what they have. You see, being great in any capacity starts very, very small and then gradually evolves. It's derived from the vision that you have of yourself. Okay, having a goal and believing intrinsically with all of your being that you can get it and that you deserve it. This is what lights the fire to success. It constitutes your beginning. And as you proceed towards these goals, towards these aspirations, you'll find that the biggest challenge you'll ever face will have nothing to do with the people around you. Your struggle won't come from another team, the person you're racing against, or students competing against you in the classroom. Your biggest obstacle will always be yourself. You are the reason you succeed and the reason you fail. It's your individual outlook that determines everything. I mean, think about it. Every morning when you get up, you decide whether to be positive or negative. You can be optimistic or you can be doubtful. You can decide whether to be average or exceptional. Everything's in your hands, because no one will ever make anything of value happen for you. Ever. You need to be the one to believe in yourself when no one else does. And I'll tell you right now, there will be times when it feels impossible to do this, when it would be so much easier to conform to the expectations of others. But having this courage and this strength is what separates good from great. That ability to truly hold yourself to a higher standard, regardless of outside circumstance. You need to know that no matter what stands in the way of your dreams, it can be overcome, even when everyone and everything tells you that it can't. All you have to do is convince the person staring back at you in the mirror, because everything else is minor detail.